So we're heading down to 14 Mile. There's a fair bit of water on the road.
The old Ranger. Got a bit of a workout yesterday.
Heaps of fun.
Woohoo! I can see the sea. There are a few corrugations. So today we thought we would go and check out Sandy's Point.
We just absolutely love this spot. It is seriously heaven on earth.
It's a good day to explore. All right, so let's see where this takes us. There's just some places that you come to, you can just feel a real presence. Generally when we get that feeling, we know it's a place where we've just got to settle in.
It's a cracker day, mate. All right, we're going to the next spot.
Let's go.
Okay.
Hopefully just in time for a cider and a sunset. Welcome to another episode of Artzone Travels Offgrid Ventures. Today we're taking you along to explore WARROORA Station, a stunning outback-to-ocean destination on Western Australia's beautiful Coral Coast. WARROORA Station is a pastoral lease and it's situated approximately 18 kilometres south of Coral Bay and 177 kilometres north of Carnarvon in the Gascoyne region of Western Australia. Warra's coastline stretches along 50 kilometres of the Ningaloo Coast, offering direct access to the world-renowned Ningaloo Reef. Once a historic sheep station established in the late 19th century, it now operates as a cattle station and ecotourism retreat, blending pastoral heritage with breathtaking natural beauty. For campers, WARROORA offers several striking coastal campgrounds right by the beach, where you can relax, snorkel, fish, just right off your front doorstep. You must be self-contained, it's four-wheel drive access and online bookings are required well in advance. The sites are managed by the Department of Parks and Wildlife. We'll add a link below for where you can book the sites. Activities here are endless: swimming, snorkeling, diving, spotting the beautiful migrating humpback whales in season, dolphins, manta rays, turtles galore, or you can snorkel Ningaloo's coral gardens, they're just beautiful. Or you can try your luck at fishing for spangled emperor, coral trout, Spanish mackerel, the list goes on. Boating and fishing enthusiasts can explore the coastline but should be mindful of the dedicated sanctuary zones and adhere to the local regulations. Whether you seek adventure or relaxation, WARROORA Station offers an unforgettable off-grid experience where the rugged outback meets the turquoise sea. So let's dive in. For the next couple of days, we're camping off-grid at Stan's Campground, using it as our base for exploring WARROORA Station. From here, we set off on a four-wheel drive adventure, heading south to check out more campgrounds, starting with Sandy Point. Next, we visit WARROORA Homestead, soak up the stunning coastal views at Pelican Point, and tackle the epic four-wheel drive tracks along this breathtaking stretch of the station. But first, let's take you back to the moment we left the blacktop, airing down, hitting the red dirt, and making our way west towards the coast. Well, good morning, guys. So this morning we are heading into 14 Mile area, and we've got a site booked at Stan's Campground. The best time, they say, to visit this region is between May to August. We camped here from late June to early July in 2024. Yeah, so we've just turned in off that main highway and we're heading down the track towards Stan's. There are a few corrugations, so while we're having a chat to you, there'll be a few bumps.
The road was closed yesterday, so There's been a lot of rain, another weather event, and it just opened this morning, so there's a fair bit of water on the road. We're coming up to one now, which we'll go through, and then we've got about 10 or 15 kilometres of flooded road. So let's see how we go through here. It's not too deep, but it's quite jaggedy underneath. We're going to just try and get through. Hopefully the road's going to be open for us to get there. If not, we'll basically just camp up on the side of the road until we can get through. One of the things that I find, because we're a bigger rig, we let other cars go through, but the benefit of it is that you can watch their line. Now I found where the water's on the road, it's not just smooth silt, there's quite a lot of rocks and holes in it. So we just went through that, and you could see two of the forward drives. They just, backside is just shaking. And so I said, no, I don't want to take that line. So I actually went through the middle of the puddle, and it was a lot smoother. So on the map in, if you have a careful look at it, because these are just dirt tracks, they actually tell you the number of kilometres you go to before you turn left and then turn right. So if you're coming through this way, just take a note of it. I've zeroed out my odometer, so I know, like for at the moment, I know I'm at 3.2 kilometres. I know I've got to get to 5.7 before I turn left.
Woohoo! I can see the sea!
Look at the colour of that water.
It was great to arrive at our small and quiet campground. We set up camp and it wasn't too long before we were heading over to the beach to check it out. Well, good morning guys. We are now at WARROORA Station or WARROORA Station and we're staying at Stan's Camp, which is just south of the very well-known 14-mile beach camp, and it's a really pretty little site. It's a lot smaller, camped up in behind the dunes here on marked sites, and it's really pretty because there's this big beautiful wide open space behind us, just a really nice grassy area. So we watched the sun come up over there this morning. It was just beautiful. So today we thought we would head down further south again along this same coastal track and go and check out another really popular camping site called Sandy's Point. We just thought we'll go down there for a bit of a swim, a bit of a snorkel, and just check it all out. Got a bit of a workout yesterday, the old Ranger.
Oh yeah, on the way in was heaps of fun. We're taking it easy, and there was quite a lot of puddles on the road, but there was just this one. It didn't look that deep, but there must have been a big hole in it, and we went down in it, and there was this wave of water and mud and slush that went straight over the car. So it's now truly christened.
Yeah, check it.
It is like doing the job it's supposed to do.
Oh, classic.
We booked in at 14 Mile, but we had a 3-night gap. So we found this site called Stan's, and we had never seen it before, and we wondered what it was about. I've just pulled over because there's another car coming, and this is basically a one-way road. So we booked that. We thought we were quite lucky, and it's turned out it's just an overflow, and we stayed there last night, and it's actually a cracker little spot. We've got views of the ocean, and you can walk down to Sandy Point Beach. And last night we stayed there, and we had a fire and a nice little cook up. Breeze blowing in our face, and this sort of grassland that we're surrounded by, and we thought, look, we need to tell you guys about it because everybody wants to go to 14 Mile, which is fair enough, but if you need to spend a little bit of time waiting or close to it, have a look at Stan's Overflow just south. awesome, guys, absolutely awesome. So this is the road into Sandy Point. It's not a hard road to get into. In fact, pretty much all the roads we've driven in from the main road have been quite easily driven. So yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I've just got on to the Exmouth Shire Facebook page, and you just check on the road conditions there, or even the mains roads, WA, and they advise you. So it's pretty solid, pretty good road. We'll keep heading on to see what we're going to get, and we're just going to keep driving down to Warra. How do you pronounce it?
Warra.
We're going to drive down to WARROORA Station because we couldn't get to stay there. But I mean, how many places can you actually stay along this coastline? Is just like, I reckon, 20-25 different campsites as you drive along.
Alright, so we've just turned into the Sandy Point track. Just come past a sign and it says there's no spearfishing and no use of boats.
Yeah, but you can fish off the shore. So yeah, it's obviously an area that's some type of reserve.
Alright, so we've just driven into the Sandy Point campground, driven past the host's caravan. Here's some of the sights as we're driving past. So as you drive along here, there's a couple of sites, 11 and 12. They're much bigger sites, set back from the dunes a little bit, which aren't right on the water, but they'd certainly be nice and sheltered. And we're coming up to another section now, so we'll show you. It's pretty stunning. These little sites are so accessible. It's been no trouble getting in on the sandy track. I don't think you'd have any trouble towing in a big van into here and parking it up right on the beach there. Beautiful. So those two sites are sites 13 and 14. Again, quite big sites and little tracks through to the beach. So 13 and 14 are just out here, just around past the point. So that site's 11 and 12. They're really nice, big, clear, sandy sites. And that site's 10 and 9 that we've just driven past. So the ones that we're coming up to here are probably the best ones because they're literally right on the beach. Yeah, top picks right there, guys, along here. We'll just get the numbers for you. And that's site number 1, which is the host camp.
So yeah, we're just on the beach now, but I just want to say that the spots along the front here, around about 1 to 4 and then 7 and 8 are the pick. It's seriously beautiful. These people are right on the beach. We just absolutely love this spot. It's just a bit of a secret gem. The day is just very beautiful. It's full of life. You can smell the brine, the blue sky, the blue water. I mean, it is seriously heaven on earth. And this spot's really hit the spot. I know everybody talks about 14 Mile, but for us, Sandy Point will be one that we're going to try and sneak into. If not,
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
we'll come back maybe.
Hopefully there's a couple of cancellations or two in the next few days, so
Yeah.
let's check it out.
All right, we'll go on to the next spot.
Let's go.
Okay.
Took me by surprise. I did not see it coming. At the place where we arrived, the darkness fled from something. And the will to time will make this last a while longer. I'll need you like a child, and you can still.
So I've just been for a beachcomb along this beautiful stretch of beach, Sandy Point, and I can't believe the beautiful shells and natural objects that I'm finding on the beach. Of course, it's so different to the East Coast. So what I'm finding is like little things like this. So I've got this little, it looks like some sort of a clamshell. I'm not sure what it is. I've collected these beautiful shells, and there's one item in here that I'm not really sure what it is. It's like a soft pouch of jelly. If anyone out there knows what this is, please let me know. It has me really curious. It's like filled with liquid, and it's just a really thin layer of something containing the liquid. It's kind of really interesting. And the other thing I found was these beautiful shells here with the most gorgeous markings on them. Check that out. How beautiful is that? And look at the colours on these two little pink shells here. So beautiful. But my favourite, of course, is this little cowrie shell here. Check out the, like, in between the dark brown markings there, you can see this like mint green in between all the speckles. It's just gorgeous. Anyway, that's going back in the ocean soon because I think it's still got a little live creature inside of it. Anyway, it's just really fun to go for a beachcomb and check out all these beautiful little objects. So we've just come out of Sandy Point on the track, turned right back onto Maud's Landing, WARROORA Road, and we're heading south to explore now.
The station, WARROORA Station, should be up ahead here somewhere. I've just been looking on Wiki. So this road's quite solid. It's a good firm base. It's a cracker day, mate. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good day to explore. All right, so let's see where this takes us. All right, so we've just come over a hill and we can spot WARROORA Station. So we'll go in and check it out.
Yeah, it's like it's a whole little township here. It's quite interesting, really. just back there is Steve's Camp and Wedding Hill, which are two really good spots as well. But yeah, it's looking like a real homestead here. There's cars, there's caravans parked up the back.
If you prefer a station stay, there is a villa, a historic homestead and a nature-based homestead campground with unpowered sites, basic camp kitchen and showers just 1.5 kilometres in from the beach. Once a historic sheep station established in the late 19th century, it now operates as a cattle station and eco-tourism retreat, blending pastoral heritage with breathtaking natural beauty.
So we had a little look around, basically just checked in at the office, grabbed a couple of brochures. We bought some firewood because of course you're not permitted to collect firewood anywhere along this particular part of the coastline. So that's good. Fire coming up tonight. Grabbed an ice cream and so now we're on our way back. We're heading back north up to where we're camped up at Stan's Camp, and we're going to duck into a couple of different beach camps along the way. So this one we're coming into now, it's called, what is it, Owls Point?
Yeah, just Owls.
Yeah, Owls. So we're coming over the rise now.
Coming into Owls, the road is pretty good. This part there's a bit of corrugation. I've dropped my tyres down to 18 now and we seem to be travelling a lot better. It's just a matter of just driving to the conditions, and I'm doing about 30 kilometres an hour where before I was doing about 16, so it does make a big difference dropping your tyre pressure.
So we've just turned into the Owls Beach campground, a little bit of shaly rock, a little bit gnarly, but it looks like it smooths out just down here a little bit. It's looking beautiful.
One of the things I've just noticed is that there's surf out here, and so there must be a break in the reef because Harry, one of the family members, said to us just south of here is 3 Mile and it's one of the great surfing spots, and he's mad about surfing. So yeah, so this is a little bit different to what we've seen.
That's site number 2. All the sites seem to be really well spread out, like, you know, they've each got easily 50 metres or so between them or more. So we've just made a U-turn. That's the end of the road at Owls Camp. So it's a really nice small camping area, but yeah, the sites are all spread out, as I say, really tucked away back from the water. I don't know how protected you'd be. There's no sand dunes in front of the campsites. But yeah, really lovely. So here's Pat Callanan and the team getting ready to film. Hey guys.
So we just went past Mr. 4x4, Pat Callanan, he does the TV show. So they're filming down here. We saw them in Coral Bay as well, so we keep bumping into them. But it's a big crew. It's like 4 cars, 2 camera cars and 2 that they film. So yeah, they're getting ready to record, and
Gave them a big wave.
and they just looked at us.
Yeah. The things you see.
Just turned off the main track and we're coming down to Pelican Point. So when we were looking at it on the way down to Warra, it looked like it jutted out like there was a little bit of a bay. So this one I'm really interested in to check out.
Ningaloo Marine Park consists of state and Commonwealth waters. The marine park is part of the Ningaloo Coast World Heritage Area and includes habitats from the shoreline to the continental slope, protecting Australia's largest and most accessible fringing reef. Ningaloo Marine Park's zoning system allows multiple uses while conserving the natural environment. Sanctuary and National Park zones provide a high level of environmental protection. Oh my goodness, there's just some places that you come to and you can just feel a real presence. Pelican Point here at WARROORA Station is just one of those. As soon as Pete and I walked over the hill from the car park towards this magnificent bay, we could both feel it. And yeah, generally when we get that feeling, we know it's a place where we've just got to settle in and spend an hour or two taking it in. I mean, check this. Wow, you don't have to go far to see marine life here. I mean, I've seen 2 stingrays, one dark coloured one and this little bright orange one with like blue dots, and he scampered away fairly quickly. And the other amazing one was like the body of a stingray. It was like almost a clear pearly colour, but it had a great big like flat tail, sort of like a shark, and it had fins on top of it. And it was literally just here right on the edge of the water. Oh, I can't believe this. This is incredible.
Now sometimes I get to a place like this and I think about people who live in highly populated areas.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother, who lived in Geneva for a long time, said that when he comes back home and walks on the sandy beaches, it's very hard for him to explain to Europeans this sense of freedom.
Yes. Yeah.
That we all seem to take for granted, not only just walking along the beach, but also just being in the outback, walking on, tracks and national parks that have been designed for us to just get a bit of solitude,
Yeah.
a bit of peace.
Yeah.
It's very special.
Yeah. I agree. I sort of, when I come to these places, and as I said to you, just as we walked over that hill, I really feel the need to acknowledge the First Nations people of this area too.
Yeah.
And I know it's our first day here in this particular part of Ningaloo Reef, and I'm going to make it a mission to learn about the First Nations peoples of this area as we spend the next couple of months travelling up this beautiful part of the coastline. I think it's really important to do that. We have a lot to learn, don't we?
There would have been camps here. They would have lived here for thousands of years. So that's a whole story in itself that we should learn about.
Yeah, definitely. So that was Pelican Point, and just really special.
It's got a bay in it, and when you walk into that bay, it's very, very calm, very still. Huge sand dunes. When we got round to the point, there was these rocks, and they were like been there 1,000 years, and they'll be there another 10,000 years.
Yeah.
And we're just walking through.
So there's no camping at Pelican Point like we first thought, and in hindsight I think that's a really good thing. I think it keeps it as pure and as beautiful as it is, but it can be used as a really beautiful swimming area. There's no facilities, there's just a small turnaround area car park just tucked in behind the sand dunes, where you park your car and you walk up through the dunes and down onto the beach. Alright, so we're just about to turn left onto Maud's Landing WARROORA Road, and that'll take us north all the way back to camp, and hopefully just in time for a cider and a sunset.
So it's good to get some practice driving time.
Yeah, look, it is actually. I always I think it's important just to get behind the wheel and have a practice driving different situations. So in this case, I thought I'd get a bit of practice in driving these sandy tracks and just sort of navigating the corrugations a bit. This track isn't too bad, so it's a good way for me to ease into it for this next part of Western Australia. Yeah, ask me again in a few weeks when we're starting to hit Windabandy and South Refor and all those spots though. We'll see how we go then.
What an incredible few days it's been camping here at WARROORA Station, where the rugged outback meets the stunning turquoise waters of the Ningaloo Coast. From the moment we head down to setting up camp at stands and exploring this breathtaking stretch of coastline, it's been nothing short of unforgettable. The space out here is something special. Campers can truly spread out, finding their own little patch of paradise with nothing but sounds of nature all around. The peace, the silence, and those nights listening to the waves crashing on the rocks, it's an experience that stays with you. And then there's the simple joy of camp life. Sitting by the fire at night, feeling the warmth of the flames with a glass of port in hand and just letting the moment wash over us. No distractions, just the flicker of the fire and the sound of the ocean. A reminder of why we love this off-grid life so much. Warra has given us so many incredible moments, four-wheel drive tracks leading to hidden coastal gems, sunsets that painted the sky, mornings waking up to endless ocean views. We've taken long strolls on remote beaches, explored and soaked in the pastoral history of this remote station, but there's still a lot to explore. I think we'll have to come back. Thank you for coming along on this adventure with us. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming up next. Speaking of that, in the next episode, we're going to cover more of this gorgeous coastline. Join us as we camp at the iconic, highly revered 14-mile camp on the northern aspect of WARROORA Station. It's an absolute stunner. Until then, keep exploring, stay adventurous, and we'll see you in the next one.